Hey everybody, King Moreland here. Before we get into the video, I just wanted to show some love to my great uncle Al Moreland. Home of Al Moreland Boxing Club. We gonna uh, we're gonna take over with that in some years. Just give me some time. But without further ado, let's roll the intro. Hello, my amazing kings and queens. King Moreland here. As you know, I'm on a mission to help you unlock your full potential and become the absolute best versions of yourself. Whether you're facing challenges, chasing dreams, or just looking to level up in life, you've come to the right place. Every week, we dive deep into strategies, mindset shifts, and practical tools that will transform your life from the inside out. This is your channel, your personal development channel, to help you become the powerhouses you were meant to be in the world. A channel where mediocrity isn't an option and excellence is our standard. So if you're ready to join a community of passionate individuals like yourself committed to growth, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's continue this journey together. All right, you guys are on chapter 3 of my Break the Matrix series, or trilogy, if you will. This is going to be the final installment, and then we're going to go back into our usual content where I help you guys break out of your regular thought patterns. Break the Matrix is a little more edgy. We'll be going back to the regular stuff for a while, and then we'll have Break the Matrix Part 2. You guys probably won't get that until a month from now, though. Anyways, let's get into it. I bet you're wondering, what are we going to discuss this week? We talked about how college is a scam. We talked about lifestyle inflation. And I felt like it was only right for us to talk about marriage. Another thing that can cause you financial ruin. We are going to talk about how marriage can ruin you, or else you do it right. Marriage, for some, is the ultimate dream. For others, it's a nightmare they never want to repeat. I'm going to tell you the truth. Marriage today can be a scam for most people, but it doesn't have to be. It only works if you find the right person. Vet them like your life depends on it. And make sure that both of you are choosing each other every single day. This is deeper than love. You have to understand that marriage is a business deal that will shape your entire legacy, your entire lineage. So let's break the matrix on marriage. Part 1. Before we get into marriage today, we have to rewind. Let's take a deep dive on the history of marriage. All right? Historically, you have to know that marriage was not built purely on romantic love. That's a modern idea. The original purposes were this. Number 1, to unite families and resources by merging land, wealth, and alliances. Number 2, to secure lineage. Children weren't legitimate. If children weren't legitimate, they didn't have birthrights or inheritance rights. So they also wanted to secure lineage. And number 3, there was social stability. You needed to keep families together so that children could be raised with both parents, which is a huge issue today. But let's continue. It's important to note that love and romance back in the day, throughout most of history, was honestly secondary. It wasn't how it's fantasized today. In many cultures, marriages were arranged for political or financial gain, not necessarily love or passion. Very important for you to note that. In short, marriage started as a partnership contract, essentially a tool to keep society organized, resources stable, and bloodlines clear. So, let's fast forward to today. Why marriage can feel like a scam. Marriage has shifted from being about lifelong partnership and survival to being sold as a romantic fantasy. But reality hits different. Here's some facts for you. And like I always say, if you don't believe it, Google them yourself. U.S. divorce rates are 40 to 50% for first marriages, 60% for second marriages, And 73% for those of us who are on our third marriage. Not me, but people who are on their third marriage, statistically, it's highly unlikely that it's going to last and that they might end up on their fourth. The average cost of a wedding as of 2024 is 30K plus, which means that you'll be dropping likely a down payment on a property on one wedding night. But it's worth it if you choose right. Divorce is often financially devastating, especially for men, but for women as well, depending on the circumstances. And here's the really sad part. Today, many of us enter marriage without discussing finances, values, parenting, in-laws, or even life goals. And all of these tend to cause issues later on down the line. So, why can marriage feel like a scam today? It's for a multitude of reasons. But here are the most common ones in my estimation. Poor vetting. People marry based on feelings, not compatibility, values, or long-term vision. Sometimes it's just based on a vibe or a feeling, or I feel like this person is the one, you know? And number two, changing commitment culture. We live in a culture where society actually has begun to treat marriage as disposable. There's so many "I'm not happy anymore" clauses for why marriages don't survive today. And if you ask me, this is my opinion. I personally believe that happiness is fleeting, so you shouldn't base whether you should continue to be married to someone or not based on if you're happy or not. It should be based on what's best for your kids. It should be based on what's best for you overall. As many times we get in these places where we're not happy and it's temporary. You can be happy again. Honestly, if you do things that make you happy, you'll be happy. You can't bank your happiness on anyone else. It's ultimately your job to make sure you're happy. But let's continue. Number three, legal and financial risks. In divorce, assets can be split, alimony ordered, and debt shared, even if only one partner caused the marriage to collapse in the first place. They both could end up suffering. And unfortunately, you know who suffers the most? It's usually the children. But let's continue. Marriage today fails for many because they treat it like a romantic vacation instead of what it actually is, which is a business merger that also includes love. It's okay to love the person. In fact, I feel like that should be a part of it. But you also have to understand that it is a business deal taking place. Now, at this moment, you're probably thinking, sheesh, I'm never getting married. But just in case you do decide to get married, I'm going to give you some strategies on how to make it work, because I am someone who advocates for marriage. Don't get it twisted thinking that because I said everything I just said, that I don't think marriage is a good idea. I do think it's a great idea under the right conditions. So let me tell you how marriage can work. Ultimately, marriage can be your superpower, but only if you approach it with the same seriousness as you would as if you were building a business, because that's pretty much what it is. You guys are building a company together. So here's 3 keys to make marriage work. Number 1, efficient vetting before you say I do. Know their values, know their financial habits, their family dynamics, their health history. Know a lot of their past in general. Know their beliefs. Know their long-term vision. Do a deep dive on that person that you're deciding that you want to spend the rest of your life with. You have to know them from the inside out. There should be no secrets between the two of you. If you're going to make that level of commitment, it all has to be on the table. Here's another thing. It's very important for you to watch them in hard times, because anybody can be sweet during the honeymoon phase. Who are they during those tough seasons? That's what you need to pay attention to because different parts of their character will show when adversity shows up. Number two, make sure you have a shared mission and values. Marriage works best when both parties are working to build the same vision, whether that's how you guys are raising kids, business, lifestyle, legacy, it all has to be aligned. Everything has to be aligned. You both have to see the world similarly. If she has a different religion than you do, that could cause issues when you all have kids because what religion are you going to raise the kids under? You have to think about these things before you even get married because once you get married and have children, now things are more complicated because the stakes have risen. Go into it with a plan. Also, make sure you're aligned on money and careers and simple things like this, how to handle conflict. Make sure that you both are actually communicators during conflict. A lot of times we get into these situations where the conversation gets heated and someone shuts down. It's going to be very important for you to know if you're dealing with someone who shuts down before you get married. Because when things get tough, if they shut down and you never get to fix those problems, they kind of fester and eventually you guys hit a boiling point. Number three, it's very important to choose each other daily. Love is a feeling. Commitment is a choice. You both have to mean it when you say those vows. And you have to make sure you're choosing each other daily. Otherwise, you'll likely end up choosing other people. And we don't want that. Both partners must actively invest in each other, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and mentally. It's very important for you to pour into your partner. Make sure they feel loved, desired, and wanted. It's important for you to do that. If you decided to marry them, make sure that you want to really have their best interests at heart. And that's why you pour into them. So here's some extra game for you. I would love for you all to treat marriage like a partnership, agreement. Assets, responsibilities, everything should be clearly defined. And you guys should often have conversations about what you think the other should be doing. There should be a conversation on the expectations. And you guys should have a conversation on boundaries. So you both can make sure that you're constantly meeting the expectations of the other partner. It's very important that you do that. Surround yourself with other people that are married and people who have been happily married for decades. They can likely share some great advice for you to be able to be married for decades. And before you get married, here's the really, really important one. Have those tough conversations. For example, maybe you want a prenup. Talk to them about it. Maybe you have a lot of debt and you've been hiding it up until now. Very important to talk about that. Because once married, these things will become problems if they haven't already been discussed. So, have those conversations before you get married. And here's the reason why all of this matters. It's because it's legacy defining. Marriage isn't just about you. It's about your kids, your grandkids, and the family name you leave behind. The wrong marriage can destroy generational wealth, damage children emotionally, and hold you back from your full potential. The right marriage can multiply your success, create a safe home for your kids, and build a legacy that lives long after you. So, here's one more powerful quote for you. Marriage is either your greatest asset or your biggest liability. Choose your partner like your life depends on it, because your future does. And this message here is for both men and women. I've tried to be incredibly neutral as I was making this video because I believe this information is important for both genders. Lastly, before we conclude the Break the Matrix Part 1 trilogy, I have one last message for you all. Kings and queens, the Matrix isn't one big trap. It's a maze of smaller traps. Most people get caught in all of them. First, they sell you the college trap. Go into massive debt for a credential you may or may not use. And then, after you survive that, they hit you with lifestyle inflation. Make more money, spend more money, and stay broke forever. And finally, they hit you with the marriage trap. Choose wrong, and it can cost you your peace, your wealth, and your entire legacy. But here's the truth. None of these are guaranteed losses. If you learn the rules and you play the game differently, you can get a degree without drowning in debt. You can earn more without spending more. And you can build a marriage that multiplies instead of destroys and lasts your entire lifetime. The Matrix only works if you move blindly. But once you see the game for what it is, you stop being a pawn and you start becoming a player. And players, we don't just survive. We see the Matrix for what it is and we break it. As always, if you've enjoyed this series, please like, comment, and subscribe. And share this video with a friend. I can't reach everyone by myself. I need your help. We're all in this together. Together, we are changing the world, one person at a time. And as always, I love you all. Amen.